During my gig, I was sexually harassed. First, he groped me, and then he tried to kiss me. I hear stuff like, "You've got it easy 'cause you're good looking," or "You wouldn't be this successful if you weren't a woman." The promoters ignored me all night because as a local FLINTA booking, I wasn't important to them. But as soon as I started playing, they came to the booth and watched my hands the whole set. It made me feel so uncomfortable I couldn't enjoy myself. When I started DJing, I was scared to dress how I wanted. I didn't want to look too sexy because I was worried people would say I only got booked for how I look. Even though I'm pretty successful now, that feeling sometimes still sticks with me. I think sometimes I got only booked because I'm a female to fill a quota in a male-dominated lineup. Sometimes I have the feeling they didn't even listen to my music. After one of my first gigs, some guy came up to me and said I didn't deserve to be booked because I had just started DJing. He said there were a lot of other people who had been doing it for longer and better and still struggled to get gigs. His words really upset me, and I questioned my skill for a long time. They put me on a lineup with only guys, even though my contract says I wouldn't perform if it was all cis males. I cancelled because I felt really uncomfortable. It just showed they didn't care enough to respect my needs. A promoter offered me a gig at a date, then retracted it unless I had sex with him. This was followed by physical harassment. I got touched without permission. I am paid less than my male colleagues. I experience gatekeeping, mansplaining, and humiliation. The list of bad experiences is endless. People have been telling me smile more for the last 10 years. Male DJs or tech crew members often explain the setup or ask if I know how to use the equipment right before a gig. I've never heard of anyone doing that to any of my male colleagues without being asked. I got told that I am not sexy enough for behind the booth or that I am too old and just a quota female DJ. I always feel critically observed, not just for my skills, but also for how I look and behave. When it comes to my male colleagues, no one ever talks about how they look or act. I have had numerous experiences of being touched, grabbed, and hit on by promoters and other community members. Some guys said it's way easier as female. Because of quotas, I can get all the lineup spots. Hardly anyone mentions how we weren't represented for years. Also, it's very degrading, like I didn't work hard for my success. A famous male DJ once offered me to give feedback on my mix, but later asked if I wanted to sleep at his place. He used my desperate situation to get me. Men from the audience sometimes tell me they liked my set, which is nice, but then kiss or touch me without permission. Sometimes I'm scared someone will follow me when I go to the hotel. The male DJ who was up next cut off my mix before my playtime was even up, saying he's starting now. The male dominance in the scene means I've never had a comfortable introduction. I still feel pressured to prove myself and struggle with insecurities or self-doubt, even though I am now more successful than many of my male colleagues. People were pressuring me in the booth, talking to me non-stop and touching my hips or shoulders. This disrespectful behavior didn't happen to the cis males who played before. I feel like I have to justify or apologize for my success because men tell me I have it much easier to get gigs these days than they do. Very few comment on the fact that I work hard for it every day. During my gig, I was sexually harassed. First he groped me, and then he tried to kiss me.